Hi everybody, this is Diane. The day that I am filming this is a Saturday. Sorry, it's the last Saturday in April. And it's play day for me. So I got some new items from Craspire Wax so that I could do another collaborative video for them. So here's what I selected. I selected this box with 10 different colors. There's my information here. Yeah, 10 different colors, and there are 300 beads in total. And I really wanted to try the white, but then I liked all the other pastel colors. So I just got this assortment. So we're going to play with some of those. And then I found these exciting items, and they are transparent. So these are clear, white. They're very tiny little beads, and then this one, these are larger, but they are amber clear. So we're going to play with them. I thought we would do some of these first because they're so unique. So I really want to do the amber ones because I have a imprint stamp thing that I want to use with this amber. I did do some playing around earlier today. I did not make a video because I had, that's not very clean. It has to be clean because I'm using clear. So I want it to be a pure look. So with the pellets, these pellets, I put about 5, at least 5 in my little bowl. But with these, I don't really know how many, so I'm just going to put some in. Make sure I have a decent amount so I get a good imprint. And I'm just going to put it over my furnace. Now this morning when I was playing around, it seemed like it was taking longer. I don't know if it's because the flame wasn't high enough in there or what, but I have another candle going here so that I could just save a little time and do start melting 2 at a time. So I told you previously in another video that I had this wax seal because this belonged to my husband's father. So it's got the letter H for their last name, and he had it all those years, and we never did anything with it, and now I have it as a memento. So I thought I would try that. My husband's favorite color was green, so I have these green pellets. These did not come from Craspire, but there are multiple colors of green in there. And this is a smaller seal than the other ones that I have, so I'm going to just use the 5. And I'm going to just hold this over a flame, get it started. And then whichever one melts first, we'll do that one. Now I want to tell you that the clear ones are not just wax. They have EVE resin mixed with wax in them, so they do have a different consistency. And they're more flexible actually once they're dried, and I'll show you that in a minute. And they are non-toxic, just so you know. So these two came in a set together. I will link this set below, and I will link this little box. When I looked at the site this morning, and I went to find the link for this, it said that this is out of stock, the box with the multicolors. I don't know if they'll be restocking it, but I will link it, and hopefully they will restock it. And I also need to tell you that when you go to Craspire, which I will leave their website link also, just the main website, and if you order something, there is a place for you to put a code, and if you put in the code Diane, just my first name, then you can get $5 off an order of over $40. So make sure that you take advantage of that. And that's nice. They have other people that are collaborating with them in videos. So if my code has my name, then they will know which collaborator is sending them business, which would be good for me because they will want to collaborate with me more. So I do 2 videos for them. This is only my 3rd video for them. So the first time I selected my items that I wanted within a certain dollar amount that they allow me. All right, I think they're both melted. I think this is melted. Nope, not quite. So the green is ready. I'm leaving the amber on there. I'll continue my thought in a moment. So I'm just going to pour out the green. Because it had multicolors, multi-shades of green in there, you get kind of a marbled look with this. So I just pour it out, and then, this is parchment paper, by the way, and then just put my stamp in there. Just let it set for a moment. And then you can pick it right up. And I'll just let it harden a little bit before I pick it up. There is, okay, I think this is dry now. Now you would notice that there is a more stringy effect. You get strings like with a hot glue, when you have a hot glue gun. And I may have needed more wax. Yeah, I'm not going to get, there's not much there. But we're going to try it anyway, and I'll try it again with more beads. So I have a bee, and I thought that would be great with the amber. Just going to have to use more. And if I don't like any of these meltings, I can just take the piece and melt it again. See, I won't keep this one because there's just not enough wax there. So I will just melt that again and do another impression. So what was I saying? I said I would finish my thought and I forgot what I was saying. I'd have to watch the video again to see what I was saying, and by then it's too late. So there's my H. One of the things, I have so many things I want to show you that we can do with these. One of the things I wanted to show you is taking some paint. This is a metallic gold paint, and you can highlight your images with some paint. You can use a paint pen, but I think with this, I'm just going to use my finger. Just get a little bit of paint on there. And just highlight it. Just put a little bit around the edges. Just lightly. Okay, now I want to also show you how you can get a marbled look, a more marbled look with 2 different colors, not just shades. I have to melt that again so I can clean it out. Not just different shades of one color, but marbling some colors together like I did with this one. If you don't want to clean your bowl out, your spoon in between, then you will just get pieces, little bits of the other color mixed in. So I'm going to use some purple for this one. I'm going to put 3 purple and I'll use this darker blue. These are all pretty light colors here. How's the amber coming? So, like I said, oh, here's what I was talking about. I do 2 videos for them. And then after the second video is done, they asked me if I wanted to collaborate again. And I said, of course. So then I'm allowed to choose some more product. I didn't pick it right away because I didn't want to feel like I had to do another video right away. So when I felt like I was ready, and it does take a while because they're in Europe, but I made my selection and let them know, and when it arrived, which was just this past week, then I can plan on making the next 2 videos. So as I was saying, I need to make 2 videos for these new items that I just got. And so I have some ideas. I have so many ideas that I want to show you. So I'm going to show you some today, and then I've got some other ones that I need to do a little more prep work for that I can show you the next time. So I hope that this is something that interests you and you'll come back for more ideas. They have all kinds of products. They have lots and lots of wax seals. They have lots of colors. They have a lot of sets. So the first thing I got from them was in this beautiful boxed set. I'm trying to avoid the candle flame. But that little box came with a pretty jar full of this beautiful blue color of beads, plus the spoon and a couple of candles, tea light candles, and this handle. This didn't come with the handle. This came with the handle. So it came with this rose. I like traditional looking seals. So they have lots of sets that you can get, lots of colors of beads. They have the spoons, they have a furnace, which is what this thing is, and I didn't get this from Craspire, but I would like to have one of theirs. Okay, the amber is done, so I'm going to set this on my furnace so it can finish melting. I hope I have enough here now for my bee. Yeah, I do. That's beautiful. So I'm just putting these on parchment and they will peel up like you saw, but you can also drop them right onto your project. For instance, the original use for these was to seal an envelope, a letter. Usually it wasn't even an envelope, it was just folded paper, and you would seal it closed with one of these. So you can do that, but then you kind of have to break the seal to open it. So I like to make them separately and then just glue them onto things. And if I wanted to glue it onto an envelope, I could glue it onto the flap, where you could just still lift the flap up and not break the seal. I'm going to let that sit because I think that takes a little extra time to harden with the resin in it. So here is this piece that has blue and purple in it. I'll pour that out. You can pour it in a circle to try to manipulate the marbling. So it looks like there's a lot of purple and not much blue showing here. And I wonder if I can get a little more of the blue visible. Yeah, there's some. So I'm just going to swirl and bring some of the blue out. It's still mostly purple, but that's okay. Let's do a feather. And see how we're doing with this. Now this is, like I said, the consistency is different. It came right off, but it is more flexible. Actually, this isn't as flexible as the other one I did, probably because there's more wax. See, I didn't use enough wax here either, and this bends more. But look at that. looks like the bee in amber. Isn't that beautiful? I love it. And we're gonna have to, see if I can get some more of that out. I don't want to waste it, so I'm just gonna let it harden and I can melt it again later. So we're gonna have to do some with the clear. And then I'll show you some of the things that I did earlier today. I was playing, I had a commitment today, and so I was just playing until it was time to go for that, and kind of making some plans on what I would show you today in this video. Well, I'm just going to wipe that out. Got to be careful cleaning the spoons because they are hot. Like, I put my finger here to try to hold it, and that was a bad idea because it's metal and it's hot. Got to clean that really good because I want to put clear in here and I don't want any more color. Okay, this one's pretty clean. I'm going to put some of these clear beads in here. So there's our pretty feather. And you can see some blue and purple in there. And I could rub some paint on there if I wanted to. Now I want to try adding some mica powder. I've got some pink and blue and gold mica powder from Finnabair. And I also have this gold from Jacquard Products. So I wanted to experiment with that. I'm going to use this light green, like a pale mint green. There are strings of the resin wax. Ugh, got stuck to my, I don't want to burn myself. Okay, can you see how stringy it is? The plain wax doesn't do that. So imagine if you had the clear wax and you have one of these seals that is plain, and you could put, it doesn't have a design in it, you could put a dried flower, pour your wax out, and then put a little dried flower on that, and then press it with a plain stamper, and it would press the flower into the wax, and then it would dry that way, and it would just be beautiful in this clear wax. Or you could put dried flower down on your paper and then pour wax over it and impress it down, and you'd have the flower. I don't have any dried flowers, so I think this might be ready. Yep. I'm gonna let it heat a little bit more, so maybe it would be a little runnier, not so thick. If you heat it too much, then you get bubbles, and then the bubbles will stay. So this does take a measure of patience. I'm going to put this on the burner and I'm going to pour this out. I don't have a stamp ready. I think I'd like to do the fleur-de-lis. It might be a little too thick. Like maybe it should have been hotter. All right, now I want to sprinkle a little bit of mica powder on it. Let's do the blue. Okay, I pressed it down hard enough that it will be thin and transparent, and that there is a rim all the way around. The rim is not equal width all the way around, but I don't mind about that. I like it when they look irregular because it just looks like the olden days when they would drop their wax down and put the seal on. They weren't worried about perfection. They were just trying to seal it with their seal so it would be known who the letter was from. Let's see how this little mint green is doing. There. And you can see it got some gold paint on it somehow, so it must have been on something. And there's some of the blue mica, which is pretty. I like that. So we've done the marbling, we've added some mica. Let's try this pretty pale green. I'm putting it back on the burner so that the wax stays soft and I can clean it out, but I want to use this Tree of Life. So all of these things did not come from Craspire. The only seal I have from Craspire is this rose. So I'm going to have to get another one from Craspire. And I believe you can get personalized ones. You could, get your initial, or you could design one and they would make it. These would be great for doing wedding invitation seals with your monogram or something. So there's a beautiful Tree of Life, and I'm gonna put some, let's see, I have copper and roof rust and gold paint. I don't have silver. I keep forgetting that I want to buy silver paint. Ooh. Definitely needs to be mixed. I should put some wax in here to start melting for the next one. I want to do pink. This one I'm actually going to drop onto a project. Let's see, I had a paintbrush in here earlier that I used and I cleaned it, so it's still by the sink. grab this one. It's just a flat paintbrush, so I can lightly brush it across the surface. And I think I'll just keep using the brush. Just put a little bit around the rim. I love this color. This very pale seafoam color. And it kind of resists the paint on the smooth surface, so you just get a rough look to it, which I like. I didn't want it to be a solid look. Isn't that pretty? Okay, now I have these little doilies in here, and I'm going to take one and fold it. And while my pink wax melts, I'm going to look for a little flower, digital flower or some sort of die cut flower. Oh, I got two doilies there. This is a fussy cut from Eclectic Eggplant. Or this one would be pretty. So I've been showing you just making the wax seals. I really want to show you using them on the project. This is one of the items that I can show you how to use it on a project. I think the wax is melted. I just want to know how I want to arrange this. I think I'll put this rose right here. I'm just going to glue that into place. I'm not gluing, oops, I got it into my paint. Move it away from the paint. I'm not going to glue this down because the wax is going to hold it down. So I just want to glue this little flower in place. Just like that. Get my seal ready. I think I'll use the heart. So this is melted. I'm going to pour it right there so it is on the folded piece and the background piece, so it will hold them together. And make sure my heart is right side up, and then press it down in there. I've got so much more to show you, you guys, so I hope that you'll come back for the next one whenever I get a chance to do the next video. I will give you a hint about what some of the items projects will be. I want to do something with my millinery flowers. I have an assortment of millinery flowers that I want to use. I want to do some journal cards. And other things. So this got into the paint right there. Looks like I can wipe it off. And then I would take this piece and use it on the side of a page. Maybe put it on a piece of paper, like put some paper behind it, scrapbook paper, and then have it as a little side tuck spot or something like that on my page. So that's a nice idea. So let me show you the ones that I did earlier today. I'll show you the projects that I made. Well, they're not really projects, they're just the seals. And I'm going to melt a little more wax while I show you, because I might want to do something else. It's really fun playing with this stuff, I'll tell you that. Oh, I know there is one thing I want to show you. I've got to get rid of this paint. Okay, now, speaking of the letters that they used to write with just on a piece of paper with no envelopes, and they would just fold it up. I had seen a video on how to do these, and I just used 3 pieces of plain paper so I could make myself examples. And it's been quite a while since I saw the video, but all I have to do is open them up and I can see what it was that I did. So I'm going to do one of those, a few of those, fold them at least, and then I want to drop a seal on one. Let's use the gold. I haven't used the gold yet. Oh, that's enough. So that's going to sit over there while we learn how to fold these papers. I brought some papers in with me. Oh, here they are. I have a piece of typing paper, typewriter paper. It's got a watermark on it. Got a smaller piece of paper here, and gray parchment and a green parchment. Let's start with, I think we'll blow this candle out. Move it out of the way. We'll start with this one. So let's do it this way. So you can open this up and see I have it horizontal. And then fold it, not quite meeting in the middle, but it doesn't really matter. In this case, it's overlapping a little bit. And that is crooked. Yep, it's still crooked, but that's okay. You just have to be able to insert one end into the other. So to fold them this way, they do have to overlap a little bit. They do not have to be equal on both sides. I'm sure that they weren't measuring while they did this. And it looks like this end is just a little bit narrower than this end, so let's try tucking that in. So then you can just take that, tuck it in there, and then drop your wax on there and seal it. So we're going to go ahead and do that. See how it works. So that wax is still melting. While I wait for that, we'll do another one. So I'll take the green part or the gray parchment, And instead of horizontal, I'm going to hold it vertically and fold it in. That's the same way we just did. Fold it up, fold it down, and then fold the ends in this way. So you're basically folding it in thirds both ways, but not equal thirds, if you know what I mean. You're folding it into 3 sections both ways. So it just depends which way you start, whether you start with the horizontal edges or the long edges or the short edges. Well, see, they're pretty much the same size, but one is open on that edge and one is open on the short edge. And then again, you can tuck one inside the other. Maybe it works better the other way on this one. Yep. And then you can seal it. And then the other one, it's the same thing, but I folded it in half first. This is the green parchment. And then you do it again. So, where's my little one? Here's the little one. So first, I folded it in half, just like this. And then I folded it this way. And then I folded it this way. And you've got twice as much thickness here because you folded it already. And this is a heavier paper. I'm just going to press those folds down better. So one of these is going to be quite short. So you could do some art on these papers before you fold them up. Do some coloring, like splatters or whatever. Print a letter, a digital letter, or however you want to make these. You don't want to just do plain paper. And then tuck that in, and then you can seal it. Let's do this one. I will do my Craspire seal with this one, and it was this pretty rose with a stem on it. Stem and 2 leaves. That looks like quite a lot of wax, probably more than I needed. I think I put 6 in there instead of 5 this time. Nope. I'll just clean it out. I actually think it's easier to clean the spoon out with a dry cloth than a wet wipe because the water, the wetness, cools it too fast and then it's harder to clean it out. So yeah, it's already got a layer of dry wax in there. And there we go. I just want to see if I could open this without breaking it. Yeah, it's still not hard yet, so it's kind of hard to see. But it would be fun to, like, if you put a note in your husband's lunchbox, wouldn't that be fun? Or a letter to someone. I guess you can mail these, but... And then they would have to break it or tear to open it. So if you wanted it to remain intact and you wanted it to be opened and closed, like if you're putting it in a journal, you would, I don't have an envelope handy, but say this is the envelope flap that would open up, you know. You would put the wax, open it up, and then pour the wax on it so it's hanging off of the envelope and partly on. And then when it dries, you can just have it like that, where you could lift it up and it's not sealed down to the paper. Or you can take one that you made on parchment paper or whatever and just glue half of it up there. That actually looks pretty on that, doesn't it? This is a blue-gray parchment, and it's got that blue mica powder in it. So that looks really pretty. So I think that's all I'm going to show you today. That's all I have time for. I hope that you had fun watching as I experimented with my new ones. What did you think of these clear ones? Oh, I didn't show you. Before we go, let me show you the ones I did earlier today. So here's another doily that I did. And I did this one so it faces this way. So the heart is right there. And I had a pink doily to use. So these could go in the same journal. And some other ones that I did. Here is a white one with a plume, and I dropped on some of the pink mica on that. And this one is yellow with some of the gold mica. And I think I dropped this on while it was wet, while the wax was, before I put the seal in it. And I may have dropped that on after I put the seal on it. So it is more spotted instead of spread out like that one. And that one is a marbled one. We did that one here in this video. This one is the clear. We did that one on this video. Here's a clear rose. Let's see, up against another there. Instead of up against my hand. Can you see the rose? And here is one I didn't have enough wax in it, but that's got purple. I think I used 2 shades of purple in that. And then here is the first H that I did with my husband's and put a little gold on it. So that's what I've been doing with the mica, or with the wax seals today. Having a lot of fun. It's kind of addicting to keep doing this. So I hope that was inspiring to you. I will leave links below for the Craspire website and the 2 products that I ordered from them that I asked for. I got this, and then these 2 come in one set. They come together. So I will leave links to those, and I hope that you'll go visit the site and see what you think. Oh, there's the amber bee also. Don't forget him. I love that. So if you're doing it, it just looks like honey, doesn't it? That's really cool. If you're doing a bee journal, try some of that amber clear wax. All right, I'm going to let you go, and don't forget to come back the next time I do a Craspire video and see what else I have planned for you. I really am having fun with these pieces. See you soon, and I hope you have a creative day today. Bye-bye.